Good morning. Wanted to read some lines and share my crazy thoughts. I'm sure you guys heard of Lucifer, the morning star associated with Venus. It's from the Hellenic pantheon, I think. And Lucifer was this flash of light, this insight into things, this eureka moment, yes, in which everything was revealed, and artists and scientists, just adored, Lucifer. Lucifer was the main center of attentions. You would have these insights, in the most, random places, but I think often it involved water. Yes, whether you are having a shower or swimming, you would have these insights. I've heard a case of this Japanese inventor. He would spend most of his time swimming in this big pool, and he would go out of water and start noting, taking notes, because he was having insights. He was having a Luciferian moment in which everything was revealed. Now, this insight, this flash of light, is also present in Indian and Platonic metaphysics. I came across it, reading some texts, and so I'm going to just read some lines. Brahma is the lightning flash which reveals all things instantaneously and within you. Quote, that which comes to mind, and by which it instantly remembers. End of quote. This is from the Upanishads, texts, that are around 4,000 years old. So it's very old. Plato also said something about us. Quote, sometimes this knowledge just blazes forth with a most instantaneous flash. Yeah. Um, I suppose these inventions and these moments do not occur in laboratories. Laboratories and these buildings and stuff. They are, high in security. They are all military operations, and the environment is so claustrophobic. I suppose nobody has good ideas when they are locked in such situations. So they might have these moments when they are walking, or in the presence of water. um, Plato continues, and in the Indian traditions, Brahma is the soul, and Plato calls this immortal soul a daemon. Yeah. Not a demon like the Abrahamics, distorted completely. But that's a different story. It's almost like they reversed engineered metaphysics in order to damage people, to harm you. It's really, wow. Anyway, it's really sick. Um, quote, Plato's immortal soul, quote, the most lordly and divine part of us can be only the immanent daemon, quote, the vulgar fellow who cares for nothing but the truth. This daemon, this flash of light, is like I roughly compared to a cloud, system. It's just an analogy. Don't take it too far. You access the information. You are not, figuring it out. You are not learning anything. You are remembering. The information is out there in the ethers. Similarly to musicians, some of them go into a trance, and they often say, I am not coming up with anything. The music is in the ether. I just tap into it and bring it to the world. He's remembering, right? He's remembering. And this place in which you have these moments is called sometimes the Akashic Records, in which everything is happening simultaneously. There's no past, no future. There's only the moment, and you have access to everything. So, in a sense, there's no past or future in this place that we are living as well. If you have a deja vu or remember past lives. um, it's happened to a member of, I don't know, your family or something, and you are just remembering. There's another deviation of this concept. This is more Abrahamic, and the Abrahamics believed in a soul of the soul. So the soul with the big S is the big boss, and the soul with the little s is the ego. All right, so you understand, this word play here, soul of the soul. So the boss of the ego, the lord and its emissary. All right, so the soul is the boss and the ego is just its emissary. The soul is the daemon, the soul is the akashic records where everything is happening, and the ego is just tapping to it and remembering, not learning. Yeah. So there's this psychoanalyst that went a bit farther than that, a bit farther than the soul of the soul. He started calling it the master and its emissary by saying the master is the right brain and the emissary is the left brain, trying to bring things into the material world. Because there's this study in neuroscience about the brain, and they started comparing the right side to the left side. Personally, there's no you know there's no corpus callosum, there's no right brain or left brain, because we as humans, we are not in the brain at all. uh, the brain could be interpreting what your organs are capturing, the hearing, the smelling. It's not, it's just interpretation. It's not, and it interprets and uploads it into the cloud. It's not a storage. It's not a hard drive where everything is stored at all, because there's been cases people unfortunately have to remove parts of the brain, and in some cases they completely removed the brain and people were still functioning. I recently heard this surgeon, this old surgeon that had this crazy look in his face when he realized that we are not in the brain. Probably all of his life he believed so, until one day he was doing surgery and he realized that even without brain, parts of the brain or the brain to tell, people still functioned. And he said it, yeah, and that's the spirit talking. That's the real self talking. you know when people are in accidents, they have this completely materialistic random life, and then something happens, they go to the hospital or whatnot. Could be a stroke or something, or accident, and when they return they become musicians or artists. Out of the blue they start remembering that they were pianists in a previous life, quote unquote. They're just accessing they are just well, accessing the akashic records, and just tapping into it, and they become musicians and artists and whatnot, and they never had lessons in their life. you know so anyway, um, I think I'm going to shut up now. All right, have a nice day.